Wow, look at this oil. That looks bad. Is that a whole bunch of metal? Looks terrible though. What is that? Oh, it's probably clutch material because it's actually a wet clutch pack. So if you look at that metal on there, yeah, that's wet oil. That's from the clutch. Wow, so this oil has a job of keeping back all the clutch material out of the engine. Or the clutch material is designed to get in the engine. I don't know. Hey, you motorcycle owners out there know? I'd love to know, because I sure don't. Car problems got your head in the sand? Be triumphant. You have a champion to help you. Huzzah! Welcome to the D.E. Nichols channel. AutoTheBottom.com. If you own any motorcycles owners know what's with all the metal, let me know. I mean, this oil is shared with the transmission, and that clutch pack is a wet clutch, so I'm feeling like that's what's going on. But hey, please tell me. Let me know in the comments. Thanks. Well, this is incredibly helpful. Oil drain, bolt 22 foot-pounds. Oil filter cover screws, 7.2 foot-pounds. There you go. That's a clear shot. That's very helpful on my XT600. Compression's supposed to be 156. Minimum is 128 and maximum is 171. With this old carburetor, I wonder if it's carbons up more, so the compression actually can get too high and you have to take it apart and clean it up. Idle speed should be 1300 RPMs. I'm trying to figure out where the oil drain screw is. Looking on the bike might be faster than reading the whole manual because it's interesting. Oh, this is helpful. I didn't know this. Rear tire pressure is supposed to be 22. Oh, I'm way above that. I need to drop that down. I did what the tire was rated at max. I know that was the wrong answer, but it was a place to start to let some oil out since I don't have my air compressor, if you look. High speed ridings, 22. Off-road, they recommend 14. So I guess 14, since I'm just off-roading. And they actually recommend 2040 or 1030. I bought 1040. Well, the engine's pretty used, so I guess that'll keep me safe in the cold and in the hot. Because that trail I did yesterday was first gear the whole time and it got pretty hot, and the oil, check the oil, is really thin. Fork oil is just plain 10 weight. Oil change should be 2.1 quarts. I bought 3, so I should be good there. Clutch kickstarter. If I read up on that, that might help. I suck. Hoping changing the oil makes it easier to turn over because it looks pretty thin with all that fuel in it. That's just a fact of life with a carburetor. They even explain like basic tools in here. So this is actually really to start you from nowhere. Lubricants, page 40, and maintenance and tune-up. Maybe that'll have it. Alright, so the oil that came out was super sludgy. Apologize, I didn't record that. It kind of tells the story better to see how nasty it is, but it was super crazy nasty. You have no idea. I'm seeing all kinds of labeling underneath here I never noticed before. Also, as I rode, the seat was tearing and tearing, and that made me feel like crap yesterday. But this oil, I think you can tell, even if it remains, is total sludge. Changing this oil was a challenge. I thought I changed it. I started pouring oil in. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Oil's coming back out. There's a drain plug here because of the dry sump pump system, which basically means that it runs... It doesn't have an oil pan. It actually draws the oil out of this container up high rather than having it down low, and brings it back and around again. And there's also 19 here. The other one's a 12 under the tank. And you also have to... You also have to change the oil filter here. Now apparently, I just went ahead and took it off and let it drain. Who cares? But the fancy way to do it is to take off the air cap, take off this, and watch the metal oil drip out. Yuck. I went ahead and just took the whole thing off. It worked fine, and it just belches down here. I'm not sure how much it would achieve to do it the official way and take off the air and then take this and watch it drain, just to have it drain when you take it apart anyway. So I'd rather save the time. I mean, it's just a filthy bike. Who cares? If it gets some oil on the side of it, so what? I might care more when I clean it up. Right now my boots are wearing his crappy oil, his crappy paint off of everything. And I apologize if I just should have recorded this later when my neighbors weren't talking, because I can barely hear myself think. So I had just filmed last night a goodbye in the sunset to my miserably difficult to start Yamaha. It's heat light. I was even shopping for Hondas. No, they're both good bikes. And I was thinking, this oil's crappy, it's probably making it hard to start. Now, look what happens easy. Gotta get it back out of gear. Neutral. Probably in gear. Out of gear? Okay.
You get it. Do it exactly what you did again.
Remember, get out there and work on something. Shh. Don't tell anyone you're doing good while you leave the house. Or you'll be expected to do more work when you get back.